I would like to get to know if you could be the kind of girl that you could be down for. 'Cause when I look at you, I feel so.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends so they can tell their friends so we can all be friends. My name is Bitumela Mudise. So without wasting any time, let's jump right into the video. So first of all, I feel like I need to start with the whole entire process first before I get to my story time, because most of you guys are just here for, you know, what happens basically, got the whole process thing. And then if you guys want to hear my story time, then you'd have to watch the rest of the video. So please do watch the video till the end. Go, please. So first of all, before I go any further, I just wanted to acknowledge two beautiful ladies that reached out to me and asked me to do two videos. So basically, the video that I posted on Monday was how to save money as an au pair. This beautiful lady right here, or I posted it right here, I don't know, somewhere on the screen. She requested that I do a video of it, and mind you, some of these videos that you guys are requesting me to do are some of the videos that I am also planning on doing. So for the fact that you guys reached out to me and asked me to do it, I am super thrilled about it. So I'ma just do a little shout out and just let you know that thank you. I appreciate you guys and I appreciate your support, and I appreciate every video request, to be quite honest. So if you wanna hear me talking about a certain topic, please just, you know, just tell me, just comment down in the comment section, and I will try my best to do it. Okay, so for the second lady, she requested that I do a video talking about, you know, how the visa process is. So I don't know if she sent it via voice note or was it a text, but if it's a text, I'll just put it up here. And yeah, shout out to both of these ladies. Thank you guys for inspiring these videos. So yeah, without wasting any time, let's jump right into it. I know I said that, but yes, let's get into the whole ndaba right now. Basically, your agency is going to send you an email talking about how you need to apply for your visa. From the time you match with the family, that's when your visa process begins. Well, that's how it happened with me. Your agency is gonna send you an email with a link to the website that you have to apply for your visa interview. So for your visa interview, there is an application that you need to fill in, and then it's gonna require a whole lot of stuff like your passport number and all of that. I can't remember what it wants, to be honest. I'm not too sure. I kind of forgot, but I know that your passport, your ID, they might even need your driver's license, maybe, I can't remember. But then I know your passport and your ID are very important. They might need those, and also your picture. They're gonna need like a clear picture, and if you don't have a clear picture, there's a higher chance actually that your application might get denied, because you need to upload a picture that is of the quality that is required basically on your application. So make sure that you read all your information very carefully and you follow all the rules and all the steps that is required. So fine, after that you get approved, and once you get approved, then you are given a date, or you have to choose a date. No, I think you're given a date. They're gonna show you all the dates that are available for like visa interviews, and then you have to click one date that you feel comfortable with. So for example, we'll just use maybe the 7th of January, which was my date. So you're given that date, right? And you have to go in on the 7th of January at the required time. So for example, if they give you 10:15, just make sure by 10:15 you are there. Actually, you have to be there earlier, because I remember with my interview, I went there maybe like 2 hours earlier, and I was able to get in prior to that, because literally what they say, they're gonna be like, okay, all the 10 a.m. people stand in this line, and then all the 10 people have to go through immediately. So whether you are there and it's 8 a.m., your time has passed. They're gonna tell you, well, you had to be here and all the people went through because you were not there. You know what I mean? So sometimes they might make it a little early depending on how many people are there. So I know they might give you a 10 a.m. time or 10:15 time. Just make sure that you are there around 8, around 9. So just make sure that you get there very, very early. Not too early, but like maybe 1.5 hours early or like 2 hours early, you know what I mean? And then obviously you can't get in with your devices. They can keep it for you inside, but if it gets lost, it's not their problem. So if maybe one of the people decides to steal your phone and you can't find it, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Because they told you from the jump, or don't come with any cellular devices or your laptops or whatever, because you can't get in, or your cameras, because you can't get in the embassy or the consulate with it. You know what I mean? So just make sure that all of your devices are not there, because if it gets lost inside, they're not responsible. So yeah, they do search you, and then you go out of this other door, and then you're gonna walk on the corridor. This was at the consulate in Sandton. So I don't know with the other consulate, but this was the consulate in Sandton. And you're gonna walk on that corridor, and as you walk on that corridor, there's gonna be a man or a woman. With me it was a man. He's gonna check again, verify that, you know. Also, before you enter actually where they're gonna search you and take all of your devices and whatever, there is a woman that checks, are you registered? Are you supposed to come for this interview? You know? So after they, obviously going back to the whole corridor story, you get to the corridor, they're gonna check, are you being called? And then then you get into this other building. When you get to that building, you go to the first counter. And then there's a lady there that's just gonna verify all of your information and all of that, and then she's gonna say, okay, sharp, you are registered, you have to go for your interview, sharp. And then you go to the second one. When you go to the second one, the lady basically takes your fingerprints, and also takes another picture of you, because you have to have like an actual picture this time. And then she's gonna take that and register into the system, and then from there, then you go for your interview. You're gonna be on the third counter. So basically how it looks is not like you being in an office or something. It's the same as when you go deposit money into a bank and then you go to the next teller type of thing. It's like that, you know. So you're gonna go to the next counter or like teller or whatever, the third one. And then when you get there, that's where your interview is gonna be. And then she's gonna ask you, like, so basically the officer that is gonna be asking you all of those questions is an American. So you're gonna be asked by American, like, I guess officers, if I could call them that. If I can remember the name, I'll put the actual title of what they called. But then basically your interviewer is American, so she's gonna interview, or he's gonna interview you and ask you all of the necessary questions, probably like, you know, and I'm gonna make another video talking about the questions that, you know, they are likely to ask you. So they're gonna ask you questions such as, you know, which state are you gonna be in, maybe the actual address of the house that you're gonna be at, how many kids, what is the name of the family, or whatever. So they're gonna ask you some of those questions, nothing too deep, everything basically that is on your profile. So that's why it's important to make your own profile and don't let somebody else do it for you, because some of the questions that they're gonna ask are coming from your profile. So make sure that when you basically when you apply, make that application online, it's you. And then, you know, once the officer feels you're a great match for country, then they're gonna approve you, and then they're gonna take your passport, and then they're gonna basically put in your visa. But then you're gonna get it after a couple of days, maybe like a week, or because with mine it was like 3 days. So some people, they get it after a week, some people get it after 3 days. So it just really depends on how fast the process is gonna be for you. It differs from person to person. And and then you have to go to DHL. They're gonna tell you specifically, this DHL guy, you're gonna get it good thing after a couple of days. I think they're gonna send you like an email or text or whatever, and then you'll be able to get your visa, and you have your visa. So that's pretty much it. So the interview really doesn't take long. It's probably like 3 minutes or like 5 maximum, you know, but it's not really long. So now I'm about to tell you the juice, my story. Okay, so we're done with the whole visa process. I'm about to tell you guys my story on what happened. So obviously I did my whole application online and everything, and it got approved, right? So I had a date. I mentioned earlier that it was the 7th of January 2020, and I had to go for my interview. So the whole time when I was back home, there was a certain time that I always like dedicated to the Lord. So I would wake up and like pray and just be in prayer all the time, because not naturally, but I used to be a person, I was so anxious about a whole lot of stuff. Like I would panic a lot. So prayer really helped me with my whole entire process. I did not ask anybody to help me, to be quite honest. I was doing everything by myself, and the agency will help me here and there, got my profile if maybe they feel like, okay, maybe this you shouldn't be writing or whatever, so they would help me. So got my whole visa interview. I remember I reached out to a very amazing lady, Lebone. Some of you guys know her from Instagram. She's also a YouTuber. So I reached out to her, and she was kind enough to send me a video, like talking to me, explaining, how the visa process goes. So that is the only question that I asked anybody about when it came to au pairing. Some videos I would watch online, but for the most part, I just did everything by myself. So I reached out to Lebone and I was like, hey, Lebone, how was your visa interview? What are the questions that they asked you? Another thing that I need to tell you guys is ask your agency to send you possible questions that could possibly be asked on your interview. So I know some agencies just naturally send them, but for me, that's what I did, even though they probably would have just sent it to me. But I just really wanted to know what are some of the possible questions that they would ask. And I think I also did my research on YouTube also. So Lebona was kind enough to explain to me and tell me, what are some of the questions. It was very helpful, and I remember just writing them down. Okay, maybe this could be also a possible question. It was the day of the interview. I woke up, got ready, nervous, I remember just one of the people that were helping me from my agency calling me like, Bitumela, are you ready? Where are you? And I was like, I'm already on my way to Santon. And just like, okay, great, you're gonna do well, don't worry about it, what not, just encouraging me, which was great. And then I got to Santon, right? So I noticed that everything was just moving so fast. Like I said, even though you were there for interview, I think mine it was around 11, but I got in probably past 10 or something, because it was that fast. They'd be calling, okay, all the 10 a.m. people for this interview, where are you? And then if you're not there, they catch you. So some people came around maybe 10:15, and then they came around, I don't know, 10:05 or something, and they were like, okay, you're late, you have to be at the back, so you'll be the last person, because all the 10 a.m. people went through. So like, it was so strict. That's why I advise you go early. So that's what happened, right? And I got inside. Okay, so the lady checked am I supposed to be here for the interview? Shapo, and then I got in line, got inside, and then they have to search you, make sure that you're not carrying anything illegal, anything that is harmful to anybody. And then after, you're gonna exit with this other back door, right? And then you reach the corridor, and then there's a man that's gonna check your details again. Are you here for the interview? So basically everything that I explained in the beginning. So I'm just gonna be fast, like rushing through it. And then we got to the first class, checked my details, second class, fingerprints, pictures, third class, interview. Right? Nervous. So I remember just looking at an interview thinking, okay, these are probably South Africans, but I hear the accent. I'm like, oh, they're all American? Oh my gosh. Now my heart is beating so fast. Like, I'm so nervous. So I reached the first class. So basically it was three counters, basically. I think it was a woman and a man and a woman. So people are getting their interviews done, right? And I can hear some of them I can't really hear them. Interviews are done. So now it was my turn, and then I went to the first counter because that was the one that was open. So I went to this woman. She was okay. She was she was fine. Like, she was just straight to the point. We're like, okay, hi. So she asked me a couple of questions. And I remember I got stuck on one question, and then I answered it, and she was just like, wait, you've taken kids for just 24 hours? And I was like, no. What I mean is, because I think the question was what was the, I think something in the lines of what was the actual, I think the question was something in the lines of what is the total amount of childcare that you've given. So I wasn't expecting that question. I was just like, what do I answer? Number one, I am nervous, so my mind, I cannot think straight because I'm so nervous. I'm just like, oh my gosh, how do I answer this? I'm like, in total, I don't know. I need to do calculations. Now, I am so nervous. And then I think I said something like, I don't know, 24 hours, what. And she was like, you've just taken kids of 24 hours? I was like, oh.
You see, Chrissy, we are dealing with someone who is what we call capricious. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm flying away with you like a kite. Like, I don't know if you catch my drift. Yeah.
And I was like, no, basically what I meant was, I do take care of my nieces and nephews, but then only when the schools are closed because I go to school. Because by that time I was technically just done with high school. Yeah. So I was like, I do take care of my nieces and nephews when I go for holidays because I'm technically in school. And also I am volunteering at a church for Sunday school. So yeah, I think that's something along those lines. That's what I said. And she was just like, you know what? Can you see over there? There's 3 chairs. I want you to go sit there and think about the answer. And once you've gotten the answer, then you can come back to me. I was like, I'm doomed, bruh. I'm not gonna get this. I'm doomed. And then I went to those chairs, sat a bit, and I started thinking, what am I gonna do? And I was like, okay, let me go ask that security guard at the door. I went to him and I said, if they ask you such a question, what would you answer, to be honest? And he said, my sister, angazi, hey, angazi.
Stress amampela nje angazi ukuthi mina ngiyenzeni angazi and understand.
I understand.
Angazi.
So basically what he meant was he doesn't know. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't know, And then I went outside. So I went back to the man that was verifying, right? And I said to him, I was asked such a question and I don't know how to answer. And he said, I think it would be somewhere along, 300, like 300 to 200 to 300 hours in total. I think that would be the ideal answer to give. And I was like, okay, thank you, Wabo. I'm like, wait. So do you need to reschedule an interview? And I said, no, she asked me to go sit at these other chairs. And then once I've gotten an answer, I should come back to her. And he said to me, wow, this hardly ever happens. Like, you are so lucky. Normally they just decline your visa and that's it. He was just like, you are so fortunate. Like, it never happens. Okay, cool. I got back into the line, right? And I'm hoping that the woman in front of me gets to go first to the very same counter that I went to, so I can go to another consulate officer and they will possibly ask me different questions from what this woman is asking me, right? Because in my mind I'm thinking, I'm gonna feel this, there's no way. But while I'm still in the line, the Holy Spirit says to me, gives me a scripture. And it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So the whole time as I'm in that line, I am meditating on that scripture. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, because greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world, because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? So the whole time I'm meditating on that. I'm meditating on that. And then I decided to look at the counter that I was at, right, where the woman is. And then I noticed that there's this gentleman right there getting interviewed, and this woman asks him questions. I remember there was this one particular question that she asked, and it was, how many countries have you been to? That guy started naming countries. I went to Zimbabwe, I went to Zambia, I went to Nigeria, I went to the US, I went to countries from the Europe, like so many countries. Like, I even lost count. I was just like, he's probably gonna get this interview, he's well traveled. by the end of the interview, the woman was like, sorry, but your visa has been declined. And he was like, okay, I'm sorry, but may I ask why? And she just said, you're not a great fit. I'm like, yo.
Ziyakhala-ke manje.
Ziyakhala. I'm like, there's no way I'm going back to this woman. You're not a great fit. You're just not a great fit. I'm like, Ziyakhala straight. But nonetheless, the guy is done, right? So I'm excited. I'm like, oh, the woman in front of me is about to go back to her. Go to her. I'm gonna get another consulate officer. And you know what she did? When the woman walked towards the counter, she was like, excuse me, ma'am, there's a lady right behind you. That lady right here was here before you, so I want her to come. I'm just like, please, my sister, not me. Not me. Why? Because I can just go to another person and you have to deal with this person. Why me? And then she smiles. She's like, okay, now back to where we were. I'm like, she's not even breaking the ice with another question. She's going back to that one. She's like, okay, so how many hours? And I said, hey, something along the lines of 2. I was so bad. I could have failed it because of the answer that I gave. Because I was just like, something along the line. No, I didn't say something along the lines. I said, around 200 to 300 hours is the maximum. And she just looked at me and she's like, okay. Type. And then she asked me other questions. I was just flowing. Just flowing. And then she was like, okay, cool. Can I have your passport? And then she took my passport. She didn't even say congratulations. So I'm just there like, she's like, okay, thank you. I'm just like, is it approved? Is it not approved? Like, I've never been here for an interview. I don't know how it works. I'm hella confused, but I'm like, all of those people that she approved, she was taking their passports. She took mine, but like, did I get it? So the whole time I'm crying when I was excited. I remember getting out of the consulate feeling like the baddest girl because I'm like, yeah, America, you know? So opposite the consulate, obviously Kisantan City, my parents looked at me. They were just like, did you get it? But I was just like, I didn't get it. But they knew I was capping. So I was like, I got it. I was so excited. And then we went to Santon City. And then I think we went to Zara. We went to Lint. And then we bought a whole bunch of chocolates. And like, we're just so excited. Like, it was such a good day. We were celebrating, you know? It was so good. And then when I got home, and then it sank in, did I actually get it? Because that woman didn't say I got it. But she took my passport. So there's no way I didn't get it. But like, I was battling with my thoughts. And then, you know, Google, when you're confused, it'll confuse you even more. Because you'll get people giving you answers such as, no, it was declined. Just because they took it sometimes doesn't mean you are. And I'm just like, yo, wait. Hi, Banja, I guess I didn't get it, but my parents are just like, dude, you got it, you know? So only when I got a message, go get your passport, go into it, and then I opened it, and then I saw my visa, and then I was just like, oh, yeah, America, international. So I was excited. And I remember just showing my family. I was just screaming. I was like, oh, I got my visa, you know? I was so excited. I remember I was so excited. So basically that's what happened, you know. I almost didn't get my visa, but I got it. So it makes me so happy. Every time I think about that story, I just see the grace of God, because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't have gotten it. I don't want to lie, because I could have failed it, bro. But the grace of God that is just upon my life was able to help me get my visa, and I'll forever be grateful for that. I just know it was God, man. Yeah. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the story. That's how I got my visa. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends so they can tell their friends, so we can all be friends. Never forget, appreciate your life, show gratitude at all times. God loves you and I love you, and I will see you in my next video.